Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick little show here with the owl shaman, who's the shapeshifter. I've already made some changes, but I'm redrawing parts of this painting, which oftentimes people are afraid to do. I spoke of this in my video the other day of, what if you got this great painting or this great creation in life and it's just not quite right? And yet you like it and it's kind of powerful, but it still's not quite right. So in the artist world, sometimes it takes some courage to go back and redraw, to reset, to like I painted completely over another painting to start this one. And right now this shapeshifter is still shapeshifting. And I'm going to show you a little bit about having the courage to relook. It's had some changes. I'm going to take some gouache, some titanium or casing, excuse me, to go on top of, it's white. It's going to be what I'm redrawing with. Then when I come back over it with other colors, it creates translucency and more of that energy of painting with light. Some brushes, I'm going to do some loose drawing based on owl. Just getting some more imagery of owl to go and shaman. And we're going to see what we can do to make this more like what I want it to be. So this owl actually coming down, this beak here, bringing in a little bit more drawing. These are not final colors. These are just indications of where I want to shift, how this looks. And can't quite see it all, can you? This also affects how I also want the feminine energy of this owl shaman. It is female in my experience, but she's also getting redrawn to some extent, some parts of her anyway. It's like one of the biggest things you might ever do is to let go. What a concept. Let go. I'll come back and I'll build color up. Owl's one of my favorite allies. Love all of them, but there'll be a lot of color adjustments as I go through this too. I like bringing in a blending of realism and stylization for how this energy is. Did a painting last year of grandmother, ancient grandmother owl medicine. I'm asking her to help me with this. I've been feeling all feathers out here. A headdress. Don't know exactly how that's going to transition yet, but that's okay. So I'm just making some sense of light coming out of her eyes. Illumination. And keep adjusting where I want this owl's head to be. The sense of this opening wanting to penetrate down into the crown here. So I want to make it translucent, not real solid, and at the same time it's an opening that's like a doorway. Might even be an owl having ceremony in there. There's somebody I gotta go let in the house. Hang on. Here we go. As I do some of the redrawing, I want to include pattern. I like to have things, many different things taking place. So I'm making them somewhat translucent as I go along. Realize the colors are not all right in here that I want, but that's okay. This is a letting go and looking more closely. You ever think that in your life you need to let go of some things and how you see them so that you can see more clearly? It's kind of an interesting experience to do that. You know, how much more clearly can you see in your life? Where are you only seeing in particular ways that are tainted, that maybe not be accurate? Just kind of a guideline for me. We'll have ceremonial garb on. cool thing about that gouache or that casing is that it will stay. I can go back into it if I want to, when I want to. Coming along. All right, so over this part here, I'm going to bring some browns and golds, and I'm going to build the color up, which takes a little bit. Get some colors. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I do that. I'm going to come work down here a little bit, change that color a little bit. Mix my own brown. Got some red and some magenta. I'm going to put some particularly diurylide, can't even say it, yellow in there. Say yellow that's a little bit deeper in tone, golden. I use golden acrylic paints, fluid ones particularly. I have worked in the heavy body ones, but I really like these. And let's see, put this blue. Okay, so you can see that. Yeah, a little bit of blue with that red and yellow creates a deeper brownish tone depending on how much of what you put in there. I want it to come, actually I want to do some very darks for a moment. Contrast, variations, hues, very nice to do. So I added some deep purple to bring out this energy of really darker here. Get the shape in a little bit more than I had it. I'm not going to try and get all the nuances in right now. I just want to get some base colors, create some depth. All right, I'm going to come back up to this top part. I'm going to do more of a glaze. It's going to be a thin, watery. You can use water, or you can use an acrylic varnish, or thinner. This is a little bit of varnish. It's clear. It's going to create a clear coat of sorts, depending on how much pigment I have in there. And that way I don't cover everything up that I've been doing. Put some down here. And come back, we're just indicating some feathers of sorts. All right. Take a bigger brush and do a bigger swash of wash here. I also want to indicate kind of like the hair here of this owl shaman person. Oh, that is still wet, so it's blending a little bit. That's okay, I can deal with that. That's all right. Things happen. It's called be patient. So right now it's going to be very abstract. If you look at it now, its head, you can see these variations of color that I'll be bringing in. That was rude. You can see it looking a little bit more and more owl-like. And that means I have to take my dog to the vet. How about that? So I will see if this actually goes out into the world. See if y'all gonna take this, see this, and not put the audio in it. I'm gonna do a audio overlay. Okay, that's what I'm going to do for now. I'm going to see where this is going. Hopefully it'll be something I like. All right. In a bit.